What if everything you think you know about Merlin is a lie? Forget the cartoon wizard with the long beard and magic staff. The real Merlin was far more mysterious. A prophet, a warrior, and perhaps even a madman. Today, we peel back the layers of myth and uncover the real story of King Arthur's most famous sorcerer. Merlin first appeared in writing in the 12th century thanks to a man named Geoffrey of Monmouth. A church scholar and master storyteller, Geoffrey combined real history with local Welsh folklore, and in the process, invented the Merlin we know today. He translated the prophecies of a mysterious Welsh seer called Merlin into Latin, changing his name to Merlinus. And thank goodness for that, because Merlin sounded dangerously close to the Latin word for, well, excrement. Not the kind of name you want for a legendary hero. Geoffrey's book, The Prophecies of Merlin, was treated like a genuine book of predictions. Even kings and advisors used it to justify political moves, including claims to the Scottish throne. In Geoffrey's next masterpiece, The History of the Kings of Britain, Merlin is no longer just a prophet. He becomes a player in the great game of history. One of the most famous stories tells how Merlin, as a boy, was brought to be sacrificed by King Vortigern's magicians. Instead, Merlin revealed the true reason why the king's tower kept collapsing. Beneath it lay two dragons, one red, one white, locked in a deadly battle. The red dragon represented the Britons, the white dragon, the Saxons. Merlin predicted that although the Saxons would win for a time, the Britons would rise again under a great leader, Arthur. Merlin didn't just speak of the future, he shaped it. Geoffrey credits him with transporting giant standing stones from Ireland to create Stonehenge, using either magic or impossible engineering skills. He also helped Uther Pendragon, the future father of Arthur, trick his way into Tintagel Castle to be with Igraine, which led to Arthur's birth. Yes, Merlin literally engineered the birth of Britain's most legendary king. But Merlin's story wasn't all glory. In later works, he is portrayed as a man driven mad by war. Traumatized by battle, he fled into the forest, living as a wild hermit and speaking to the animals. This side of Merlin is darker, tragic, and very human. Later French romances added a twist. Merlin fell in love with a young enchantress, often called Nimue or Viviane. He taught her his magic, and she used that knowledge to trap him forever, in a tree, a cave, or a tower, depending on the version. Merlin's story didn't end in the Middle Ages. His image inspired wizards like Gandalf, Dumbledore, and countless other wise mentors in books, movies, and games. Merlin is more than a character. He is a symbol of wisdom, prophecy, and the eternal mystery of magic. In many medieval texts, Merlin was far more than just a magician. He was a prophet whose words were believed to shape history itself. Chroniclers claimed that he foresaw the rise of King Arthur, the bloody wars between the Saxons and the Britons, and even the fall and rebirth of entire kingdoms. Some manuscripts describe him delivering his prophecies in riddles, leaving kings and scholars puzzled for years before events finally made sense. These prophecies were so respected that nobles and rulers would consult them before going to war, arranging marriages, or crowning a new king, as if Merlin's voice was the voice of fate. Merlin is remembered as King Arthur's closest and wisest advisor. He was the one who guided the young Arthur to the fateful sword in the stone, proving his royal blood and destiny. Legends claim Merlin even oversaw the building of the legendary Round Table, a symbol of equality among Arthur's knights. Yet his role was never simple. He often faced a heartbreaking conflict, whether to follow the destiny he foresaw, even when it led to tragedy, or to try to save Arthur from it. This inner struggle made Merlin a deeply human character, not just a mystical one. The end of Merlin's tale is wrapped in mystery. One popular version says he fell in love with the enchantress Nimue, or the Lady of the Lake, who tricked him into revealing all his secrets and then trapped him forever. In a cave, a crystal prison, or even inside a tree, depending on the version of the story. But other accounts claim he simply vanished into the deep forest, becoming a wild man living among the trees, watching the world from afar. These stories gave rise to a powerful idea that Merlin did not die, but waits in hiding until Britain faces its greatest danger, when he will return to guide a new hero. Merlin's legend has never faded. He is reborn again and again in modern culture. From books and epic fantasy sagas to blockbuster films and video games. Characters like Gandalf in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings and Dumbledore in Harry Potter clearly carry Merlin's spirit. Wise, mysterious, and guiding young heroes toward their destiny. Through Merlin, we are reminded that wisdom and magic might still exist, hidden just beyond the edges of the ordinary world, waiting to be discovered. So, who was Merlin? A real man? A prophet? Or just a legend? Tell us what you think in the comments. And if you love exploring the mysterious side of history, subscribe for more.